In 2013, a man shocked the world by revealing secrets that were never meant to be known. He exposed the dark side of government surveillance, showing us how our every move was being watched. But how did he do it? How did one man take on one of the most powerful agencies in the world and live to tell the tale? This is the story of Edward Snowden, the man who hacked America. Welcome to Mystery Heists, where we dive deep into the world's most intriguing mysteries and daring heists. If you're fascinated by tales of the unexpected and the unexplained, you're in the right place. Today, we're unraveling the gripping story of Edward Snowden. Let's get into it. Edward Snowden wasn't just any IT guy. Before he became the world's most famous whistleblower, Snowden had a long history in the intelligence community. He started his career working for the Central Intelligence Agency, CIA, as a systems administrator. It was here that he first became aware of the extent of U.S. government surveillance. But it wasn't until he moved to the NSA, first as a contractor for Dell and later for Booz Allen Hamilton, that he realized the true scope of what was happening. Snowden held a highly privileged position. As an infrastructure analyst, he had access to some of the agency's most sensitive information. His job was to maintain the security and functionality of the NSA's global network. This gave him access to a vast amount of classified data, information that even many of his colleagues couldn't see. Snowden used his technical skills and his insider access to uncover the truth about the NSA's surveillance programs. But Snowden didn't just stumble upon this information. He knew exactly what to look for and how to get it without raising suspicion. Using his knowledge of cybersecurity, Snowden exploited various technologies to cover his tracks. He encrypted all of his communications and data using sophisticated encryption software like PGP, pretty good privacy, to protect his files from being intercepted. He also used secure operating systems like Tails, which left no digital footprint, making it almost impossible for the NSA to trace his activities. With this arsenal of knowledge and tools, Snowden carefully collected and stored thousands of classified documents. But he knew that simply gathering the data wasn't enough. He had to leak it in a way that would ensure maximum impact. He chose to contact journalists he trusted, Glenn Greenwald from The Guardian and filmmaker Laura Poitras, knowing they would help him expose the truth without compromising his safety. In May 2013, Snowden decided to make his move. Using his skills, he managed to sneak out of the US with a hard drive full of NSA secrets. He flew to Hong Kong, a city known for its complex legal system and relative independence from US influence. From there, he began the process of leaking the documents to the world. As the leaks started to hit the headlines, the world was stunned. The documents revealed that the NSA was collecting massive amounts of data from millions of people, phone calls, emails, and internet activity, all without their knowledge or consent. The revelations sparked a global outcry, with people demanding answers and reforms. But for Snowden, the real danger had just begun. Knowing that the US government would stop at nothing to capture him, Snowden began planning his next escape. He hoped to find asylum in a country that would protect him from extradition. After spending weeks in hiding in Hong Kong, he boarded a flight to Moscow, intending to reach a South American country like Ecuador or Venezuela. However, things didn't go as planned. When Snowden arrived in Moscow, he found himself trapped. The US government had revoked his passport, leaving him stateless and unable to continue his journey. For 39 days, Snowden was stuck in the transit zone of Moscow's Sheremetyevo airport, unable to enter Russia or leave the airport. The world watched as his fate hung in the balance. Eventually, Russia granted Snowden temporary asylum, allowing him to leave the airport and live in the country. Over the years, his situation stabilized. In 2017, Snowden's temporary asylum was extended indefinitely, and in 2020, he was granted Russian citizenship. He now lives in Russia, where he continues to speak out on issues of privacy, surveillance, and government transparency. Edward Snowden's actions forever changed the way we think about privacy and government power. His leaks led to significant legal and policy changes in the US, and the debate over his legacy continues to this day. Some see him as a hero who risked everything to expose the truth, while others view him as a traitor who endangered national security. What's clear is that Snowden's story is one of the most dramatic and consequential in recent history.